been a wild year. Like, every Saturday just changes the whole course of the tournament.
We're hitting the final stretch.
The kill feed is all orange. They're sending a message.
OpTic Gaming, a different animal than what we have seen so far.
Again, OpTic Gaming lighting it up.
London look unstoppable.
Sniper straight away.
Oh, Waskins, you dirty boy.
Hemp. McClelton for the 1v4.
Brilliant stuff from the York Subliners.
What a comeback!
It's so simple for Atlanta.
Another grand final.
Tellian puts him down.
Solid hold from Toronto.
It's just all Toronto. Methods is on fire.
This is great work.
Dallas Empire, the victors.
Crim gonna go absolute god mode here.
Florida, close it out.
And they will get their second home series win.
4 events left. We'll see what happens.
It's just wild at the top.
Hello everyone and welcome back from the break. We're here to continue our day 1 of the Paris Legion home series. Myself, Lottie, Momo and Miles are joining me right now, getting ready for this one. Fellas, it's going to be Toronto Ultra versus Atlanta FaZe. We've got to talk about Atlanta to start things off here. The stumble that they had last weekend, it was very, very surprising, not really in the FaZe fashion. And, you know, Priester didn't have the best of tournaments, but, you know, I think it's safe to say every team goes through this. You know, sometimes you just don't have the best of the weekends. But considering they finished second place for not their best, pretty scary if you ask me.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a team that still hits second place after what was honestly the most disappointing individual performances I think any of them have had throughout the year, throughout Priester especially. To see them still hit second and still be a very formidable squad, taking down names, it just goes to show how consistent that roster is from top to bottom. So I don't think there's anything too much to worry about there as FaZe fans. Again, FaZe love to bounce back. That's one thing we've seen them do. When they've got something to prove, they usually come out swinging. So I think we could be seeing a very dangerous FaZe today. And Toronto's got a tough game ahead of them.
Yeah, I think as well, they'll have learned a lot from the last weekend. I think a team which is so consistent, always at the top in those finals as well. When these guys were getting there last weekend, it was game 5, it was reverse sweep. And I think these guys, I'm hoping so, that they'll have gone back, watched their VODs. They always started strong on maps 1 and 2, and they just didn't have that this weekend. So I'm expecting them to come out firing, and I'm expecting a dominant performance, if I'm honest.
We've got our Astro Social soundboard here. It sucks. Priester has put out a tweet, played terrible the entire event. The fact we made to finals is ridiculous. Let myself down more than everything, but I'll get better with a love heart. So, you know, sad stuff there, from Priester, but at least, at the end of the day, he rounds out with, look, I'm just going to get better at this. So, look, one event, not playing so good, Priester. We've seen you're nuts. You're fine. Don't even worry about it. His KD ratio's not fantastic overall right now. But I think they can climb back up again. If I know Priester, I know that he's got this.
Priester's one of the best players, one of the most standout players in the league. I mean, he was incredible on Black Ops 4. And even funny seeing those stats, they're like, oh, I didn't have a great event. Like, 0.9s, 0.8. It's not that bad at all.
Right.
And to see, like, again, like it's odd saying this time and time again. Like, he had a bad tournament, got a 0.9. No, just like let that sink in. Like, it's not great for a team for a team that have won events. But I don't know. There's not much more I can say about the fact that like FaZe is still a super dangerous squad, and the fact that Priester had a bad series, it's fine. It's fine.
It is. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Here's our game fuel keys to victory for Toronto Ultra, because of course that is the team they're going to be facing here. Of course, we have Kleenex on the roster now, this new Toronto roster coming through. And if there wasn't a dry eye in the house before Kleenex came in, hopefully you can put a stop to those tears for Toronto in this game.
Oh my Lottie, you are on fire.
Oh yeah.
I have to get it in there, guys. I'm the dad joke girl.
That was a classic.
But obviously, oh, okay, I see you. Classic, obviously, the best sub player on the squad statistically. Hopefully, Kleenex can come in and make a difference, because it's quite a big one to lose out there. Let's have a look at the game fuel keys to victory for Atlanta FaZe. Of course, written by your boy Nameless. I mean, FaZe right now, they do have a lot to climb. they have to be better than they were last weekend. I just don't think they can afford any more slip-ups. I think the gap right now is closing with some of our teams. So, you know, start stronger in the series. That's a big one that they have to focus in on here. And yes, Hardpoint, I've said it before, wasn't so good for FaZe, was it?
It's kind of crazy because I remember it was a time when I think we were still online. In fact, no, it was online. Me and Miles casted a game, and it was the first ever time FaZe had lost like map 1, and everyone was on Twitter like, I can't believe that these have never lost a map 1 before. And then we just saw it time and time again. I'm hoping, you know, these past couple of days, this week, there has been a lot of focus on Hardpoint. I think Hardpoint is an easier one to improve in some ways when you got the talent that is on FaZe. So as we get into this one, I'm very excited to see what FaZe we get.
Indeed, and talking about talent, you both are very talented, so I think it's more than acceptable to leave this one with you guys.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much,
Thank you, Lottie.
I wonder if we'll see a repeat of the FaZe performances in the last home series, 2 reverse sweeps they needed to pull out in order to keep themselves alive in the tournament. Now, let's get into this one. Toronto Ultra, Atlanta FaZe, Group B matchup underway, Phil. What has this new Toronto roster got to bring to the table? Very tough ask to be going against FaZe.
Yeah, I think it's just exciting. I think, yes, when you get a new member on the squad, it's going to be all eyes on them. And don't get me wrong, it's a very international squad as well, which excites me a lot as well, just kind of bringing different nations together. But going up against FaZe, it's going to be a very, very tough ask. I think these guys have got a lot to prove, and I think Hardpoint is where they're going to try and prove that as well. Early out the gates here, FaZe, they're going to get a couple of points, but of course, when you're talking Gunrunner Hardpoint, you're talking them rotations, and FaZe will be looking to hold on to them. The first wave of kills certainly go FaZe's way. We've got Major Maniac here locking down the rock.
No, locking it down, and this is brilliant stuff out of Major Maniac. Nice couple of kills early on, again buying time for his team to keep that Hardpoint time going their way, but also keeping that front line safe and secure. Back on board with Major Maniac, writing off spawn. Fresh coat of paint as he gets right back into this one, 4-1 so far. Can't get another kill. You see the build-up now of Toronto players in mid-map, trying to find some hardpoint time, trying now to push on through. Priester going to slowly but surely slow down the push, trying to stop those Toronto Ultra members starting to group up to make one concerted effort through towards that right-hand side of the map. Over towards the next spawns we go. Bance hits his dead silence, makes a bit of noise, and now he's also going to be trying to make a play.
Okay, and pushing forward. Bance trying to sneak on through. This is potentially something special, as he's going to come behind one. He's not going to find the kill, but he's going to find one here. That's going to be onto Simp, and as Cammy picks up another Kleenex as well. Keep your eyes out for Kleenex, of course, making his debut here.
Oh.
I know he's very excited, but Major Maniac shuts down Cammy as Celium turns down Bant as well. Bit of a contest goes down, but with FaZe still having the spawns here, they should be able to get in and get control. But no, overwhelmed by the purple here. Are we going to see that early rotation come out of FaZe? You're going to start to see those white arrows drift apart the top side of that minimap and potentially go over to Cole. But as I say that, one of the players actually gets taken right out of it. So this could be potentially a bit of a swing here for Ultra.
Yeah, not bad work. Major Maniac 8-4 so far. We keep seeing his praise early on. He's been standout. A couple of crucial gunfights. Rotation's already going on the way. BZ's going to be the first one in. Bance trying to win this individual fight. Here come the remaining members of FaZe. The reinforcements have shown up. There's the trade. But there's a lot of numbers here for FaZe to work with. Can Metals come in from behind catch any more than just the one there? Good timing, but the rest of them have already crossed. Metals now secures the point. And I will say, Ultra, they managed to win that rotation fight, and now it's a question of holding down the time, but no, FaZe from behind. Priester now pushing these players out onto spawn. This is a good look right now for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, certainly is, and we see them just kind of holding things down. Priester, a player trying to impress right now. 8-6, making 9-6 as the kill feed all white for FaZe here. However, a good start, a bit of a surprising start, I will say. Toronto, they look very collective as a unit, and that's with a roster change. Again, we'll highlight this multiple times. I'm very excited to see what Kleenex brings to the roster in different game modes, but right now he's holding his own. He's got 10 kills to his name, outslaying everyone on his squad. Of course, it is a team effort, but nice to add someone to the roster and have so many interactions early on, Miles.
Yeah, indeedy. Yeah, that's all indeedy. Rotation's underway once again towards the next hard point. The final 10 seconds remaining here on the minecart. We're going over to the cargo containers to the south of the map. FaZe already lined up in position, waiting for the hard point to flip, trying to identify where the majority of those Toronto Ultra players coming from. Celium loses his gunfight there down by the forest. Priest are now geared up top. BZ also falls. The front line numbers for Atlanta FaZe starting to dwindle. And here comes the new boy, Kleenex. One of the most standout individual performances we've seen at a championship event from an amateur. That was Kleenex last year on Black Ops 4. And now he finds himself in the Toronto roster Ultra. Toronto Ultra roster. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Trying to make a dent here, and you called it, mate. Over 10 kills so far. He's been leading his team, keeping Toronto Ultra in the lead.
Yeah, it's been incredible so far. You really can't, hold anything against him. He's outslaying everyone. He's putting players, some of the best players in the dirt. And Ultra, a very strong start here. It might be a small lead, but it is a lead nonetheless. And I will say as well, heading over to the warehouse shortly in the next 15 seconds, they are going to have the spawns and FaZe once again. And Miles, if we just kind of take a step back from this hardpoint, FaZe are a team where you look at that roster, and these are a team that just kind of win hardpoint after hardpoint. They rotate so well. They break on through. Sometimes they don't even need to rotate, it seems. Something is missing, I feel, from FaZe. Is it the fact that every other team is getting better, catching up to that best team that was FaZe? Or is FaZe just, again, kind of, have they lost something? And I really don't know the answer to that. But right now, Ultra are looking so damn good.
I mean, it's interesting. It's so damn good. It's only a 20-point lead at this time, but we do believe that. FaZe trying to make the breaks, not happening. Two members of Ultra managed to hold the line together. Cammy with M4 in hand, trying to just put a couple of shots and slow down, tenderize, if you will, their assault line there from FaZe. Made up over the top. Cammy still good, still fighting fit for the time being before being finally cut down, allowing FaZe to get closer. And here they come. Another FaZe right through the front door. Major Maniac gets the trade. Major Maniac can't get the second. Methods holds the line once again. Toronto, they survive another onslaught here at the back warehouse. Great hardpoint time going the way of Ultra. And now we've got a final 10. Over to the other side of the map we go. And can Kleenex make a difference? No.
Well, I tell you what, he is making a difference. Maybe not right there here, but he's hit over 30 interactions, more than anyone across the board. That's in the lobby in total, 118 to 65. Kleenex clearly doing something right here as he finds himself another kill. The kill feed turned into that beautiful purple that is, of course, Ultra. Doubling the score nearly now. FaZe almost at a loss for words, as I honestly thought, this is a time to prove, a time to just bring back that old ferocious FaZe that we know, we love. But Kleenex, he has other ideas as he hits kill number 20.
Indeed, man. What a run this has been. 17-12 for Priester. Those woes are gone from that last series. He's looking fine so far in the hardpoint, but the team itself, not so much. Hardpoint time going the way of Atlanta FaZe for now. Again, contest heavy central position, looking towards the second rotation. History is repeating itself twice here. As Atlanta FaZe will have control of the right-hand side of the map, they will have spawns for the next hardpoint that will appear in 10 seconds. Now the Ultra rush begins, trying to catch FaZe unaware, but the line being held by FaZe too well. Watch that hardpoint flip straight into the hands of FaZe. Again, no one able to find anything. FaZe will not let a single player get through. But here's an opportunity, number 5. It's actually going to be Vance. Sneaky. Nope, in a gunfight, it's going to go down as well. So once again, we're seeing the players now from Toronto Ultra desperately try to find that opening. But they're not really getting there, are they, Phil?
They're not. The first time around, I will say, they actually broke this pretty easily against FaZe. But this time around, FaZe have held the line a little bit more. That's a nice 30 seconds going their way. But straight through the front door, Methods finding a double of Easy and Celium, shutting things down. And this time around, Atlanta, they've learned their lesson here. They are going to hold it. And look at number 9 already on that rotate, Miles. This could be a big swing in the hard point itself. We are going to see the scrap time heading towards FaZe. We're seeing a rotate potentially going towards FaZe, but it's 9 versus 4. Those are the numbers. It's Priester versus Cammy. And look at Priester on your mini-map, right at the back here, anchoring those spawns. You see that PIP in the bottom right-hand side of your screen, just showing, of course, the all-importance, but it is going to go down, and it looks like it's going to be a bit more of a battle than we thought. But a much closer game here, Miles, as the rotate goes down over to Cole, and a few more individual gunfights, and this could go either way.
Yeah, on the other side of the minimap, though, I mean, Cammy has just won 3, maybe 4 kills in a row before being taken down there to try to keep his squad in this one, but FaZe were not letting this happen. Celium on the front line finds himself number 24 in the map so far. You may have hardpoint time going the way of FaZe for now, but Toronto are desperately trying to not let this happen, not let that lead change. In a matter of seconds, it will be the case. FaZe not out of this yet.
Great comeback, Miles.
Yeah, great comeback, man. It was a huge deficit to work back from.
It really is. For the first time, we see FaZe lead here. They looked a little lackluster as they got into their first game, but they're certainly turning it around now. Much to the joy of all those Atlanta FaZe fans, of course. Toronto, a lot of work still to pull this one out the bag. 15 seconds left on the hard point. Rotate over to the cargo containers, and again, that seems to be won once more by FaZe. Simp maybe finding a little bit of old form here as he finds 3 in a row. Make it 5 before he finally falls there. Simp seems to have turned it around in the last couple of minutes, Miles.
Yeah, that was a really nice patient play there. We saw his teammates getting the shots into the first play. He waited to see if anybody else would come. In the end, it didn't quite work out for him, but just little moments like that show you the difference in a lot of these players. Simp, we call them one of the best in the world for a very good reason. Hardpoint going the way of Ultra for now. Metals, but slow to getting this one, 14 to 26. Lowest kill count in the game. Not necessarily a terrible thing, but maybe a stat that could potentially come back to bite Toronto Ultra in that post game. Priest is still on your screen. Can't quite win the gunfight against Cammy, who continues to have an absolutely blistering run in the second half of these hard points. 22-24 for him. But BZ now trying to push these players out. Good timing on the back. Finds the second. Lovely work from FaZe. Going to be able to retake the next 20 seconds of this hard point. And the spawns for Toronto, while they may be close to this hard point, they're nowhere near the next one. That's not a great look right now for our Canadian compadres.
Yeah, it's not great. And one thing I will say, Miles, FaZe have flicked the switch. Every single player here going positive. Major Maniac with the 2, Celium +6, Simp now +3 after that death, +5 for Priester, and a BZ at a +1 as well. They're starting to slay. They're starting to pick up kills, and it's that kind of, you know, presence that really will kind of change a game for you. They're only in the lead by 20 right now, but look at these spawns. Look at the pressure coming down over by Forest. Number 6, that's going to be Major Maniac calling out that Toronto are pushing, and they're pushing hard. Metal's a slow game at 15 and 30. He turns it around. You never know what can happen.
There we go. Still a big hold here from FaZe. They can put themselves within winning distance now. If they can just hold this line, Celian prone with the MP5, rips his way through 2 members. Kleenex is the third to join that stack of bodies out by the side of green. And now Methods trying to find something through the front. And Celian once again finding those kills. Bance, the lone member, manages to make it through. He manages to open the front door, doesn't find a whole lot. Is Simp smaller than he is normally there behind that stairwell position. And look at that kill feed, man. This is disgusting from Atlanta FaZe. They have ripped this game open.
I think 5 different players were starting for the first couple of minutes. That was not looking like the FaZe that we know and love. It was looking like the FaZe we saw in the previous hard points, and I'm sure they wanted to turn it around. They have, of course, done that with only 11 points left on the board. They want to close it out, and they want to close it out as soon as possible. They can do, of course, on the middle. It can get scrappy here, and I think FaZe can really take advantage of this, because Toronto, they're going to be forced to not just play for those spawns. They have to put the pressure on. Vance finding a nice little double. But Celium again in that kill feed. 5 points away from closing things out. Make it just 4 as one player tickles his way onto it. He is going to get taken down, as we are seeing Toronto push and pressure it from every single angle. But as the kill feed comes through white, it's only Vance. It's Cammy down at the water. The grenades are going to connect, and no one able to close it out. Just 1 point, Miles.
There we go. Priest is going to get it done. No, there we have it. FaZe finally get the win. 172 to 250. Not a bad effort nonetheless from the boys of Toronto Ultra, but at the end of the day, FaZe just way too strong. The second half, man. Whoa.
I think I remember it was around 120 to 60 in favor of Toronto. They end up with 170. You know, they gain 50 as FaZe kind of fight back. Celium goes on an absolute manic push. 39 and 26. I tweeted out a little earlier, Miles. MVP talks for me would be between the following 5: Skies, Simp, Celium, Shotzzy, and Envoy. Of course, through the, you know, the players that have all won 2. But Celium, just time and time again, just puts up incredible numbers. 39 kills for the squad. And let's not forget how this game started. These guys were all a little bit behind. But again, putting in that objective work, credit to everyone turning up. Miles, I think Priester will be happy with that performance.
Got to be pleased, man. You're not wrong, mate. It was a very good comeback from FaZe. At the start of this one, it was certainly a Toronto match, but it's difficult to keep that pace up. Difficult to keep the kills coming through, especially when Cell's almost hitting that 40. Priester with 30 as well. 28 there for Sim. I mean, which is not a bad look, nonetheless, for everyone there on the FaZe roster. A great start to the series for Atlanta. Search and Destroy coming up next. And Momo, again, this is a tough one. Arklov Peak as well. We know FaZe are good at this map. At this point in time for Toronto, it's not even that you're playing catch-up late into the season because you're making continual team changes. And again, we understand that some of that is out of the hands of the players. There's some stuff going on behind the scenes we don't know about. And for whatever reason, a team changes has been made. This hurts a squad this late in the season when you almost don't have time to grow. You know what I mean? It's hard, man.
Difficult.
You can barely, when you're still messing around with the bricks, what are you going to be doing with that foundation? It's very difficult to build upon that. I don't know, man. It's hard. It's really hard for Toronto right now. I'm struggling to see the light at the end of this tunnel.
I think it's one of those where these guys are working on it knowing that there's only a couple of events left. Obviously, around the corner is the big one. You know, 2 million for the winner. Everyone knows what's going down. But the Toronto lineup, as you see it here, a lot of talent right here. You know, who do you pick right now? I'm not going to say who's on my roster. Honestly, I have a lot of faith in, you know, the backs, you know, the back end of Toronto in the fact of, you know, their general managers, their coaches, you know. It's for them to make that decision. You guys on social media, have a bit of fun. You know, who's your top 5? Let us know. Tweet myself, Miles, Toronto themselves. And, you know, say who should be on the roster by all means. But overall, I think for me, going into this Search and Destroy, Miles, you touched it then, Arklov Peak. It is, of course, going to be FaZe's pick here. FaZe on this map and mode combination. They're 8 and 2. They are very, very dominant, but Toronto is not a great one. They're 1-2 here. With a roster change, you're looking at FaZe really to close this one out. I mean, look at that match scoreline, 18-3 dominant performances.
There we go, the US Air Force quick scope right there on the screen, and again 25-37 there in that map count, but the game count overall. Toronto, tough stuff from them. So a quick look at the maps and modes there from the US Air Force as well. Phil, coming up, we're going to be seeing what a long and lovely series this could be. However, for the Toronto Ultra fans, maybe not so much. Again, Arclov Peak, definitely a FaZe favorite. Hackney are Dom, we've seen what they can do on Hackney as well. If we can get all the way to the St. Petrograd hardpoint and that gunrunner search and destroy, we'll talk about it then. But again, for Toronto, I'm still in slight bewilderment, man. When you see that 10-man roster all on one screen together, I was like, there is a lot of dudes on that team.
It looks like a different type of boy band, you know?
Could be it's like a football team or something.
4 or 5, yeah. They're one short of a football team, for sure.
Put the gloves on Marky B to be in goal.
Put Marky B as number 1, and there you go. In ready to rock and roll. I will say I was very impressed with the start of Kleenex on that hard point, but you know, I've got to see him across the board. He's a very talented player, and I'm excited to see him in S&D.
Here we go. This is the Call of Duty Challenges presented by PS4. You know the deal, friends. 5 total online events with a combined prize purse of $250,000. Incredible stuff. Challenges Cups, dedicated tournaments, of course, for North America, Europe, and the Asia Pacific. We're grateful to have those areas represented this year. And again, the final Challenges Cup will take place on June 27th and 28th with a combined $50,000 prize pool across all 3 regions. Don't forget to head to callofdutyleague.com/challenges. There's a Sunday broadcast as well. You name it, mate. The Paris Legion Home Series Open was this weekend across all regions. Again, callofdutyleague.com/challenges. Registration for all the events can be found there. I cannot wait to find out the results of these challenges, man, because this is where a lot of the best players are coming from now that are finding themselves on these starting rosters. Awakening was a champ. You know, we've seen the Atlanta FaZe squad, the FaZe Academy team pick up multiple wins. We're talking like very, very talented players who, you know, by every stretch of the imagination, by all rights, could be in starting rosters. You know, for a lot of these players, man, when you look at the amount of talent outside of the Pro League.
Let's not think 12 months ago. You know, Simp and Celium were in the exact same position, fighting their way through open brackets and winning whatever it is. Challenges, you know, you've got to fight through that amateur scene. You've got to make a name for yourself. If you're good enough, you will be spotted by all means. And, you know, there's only so much you can ignore talent. Talent shines through, and, you know, if you're putting those numbers up and sharing that with the right people, they're going to see. But Search and Destroy is underway. Miles, quick recheck, obviously, like I said before. 8-2 for Atlanta on this map and mode. 1-2 for Toronto.
I'm going to say reps. I'm going to say experience on a map in competitive moments. It's definitely going to be the advantage going the way of Atlanta FaZe. However, that doesn't mean Toronto Ultra don't have a couple of tricks up their sleeve. Possible to maybe catch an upset here. I think they would love that in this series. But Kleenex, very absorbent, as you can see, takes the stuns and those nades. Just keeps going. Finally, will be taken down there. As a utility well spent by Atlanta FaZe to get that kill. A quick and immediate trade there from Bance. Going to level the playing field. And we're all back to square one as silence falls across Arclov Peak.
The glimmer from Simp's sniper there. Bance tucked away in the corner. Of course, his POV. Hello. Oh, and the first bullet's going to go through, straight through the wall. He's going to connect, and a quick grenade stun is going to give him a bit of time to just backtrack here. But a 3v3 now, as we do see Metals and Kleenex fall as well. Gunfire going elsewhere, all around the B-bomb side, it seems.
Yeah, he's managed to get the bomb inside. Priester with a window kill. Nice work. However, he has no idea. There's a Benjamin Vance just right behind him. Makes it a 2v2. Bomb didn't go down. 15 seconds. Now you're going to see FaZe have to make their way across map. Kills will get the round done, but if they can get the bomb down as well, that helps Cell with a big win. A massive win. Vance now in a 1 versus 2.
He's already picked up 2 as well. 6 seconds go. He's not going to be able to get the plant. He just needs to run away, keep his life, and he's going to do just that. Vance with a clutch. A big round here for Vance. I think he picks up 3. You may as well give him the 4th for that performance. He ran away at the right time, but as he drops on down, Celium looking the wrong way. Unfortunate stuff there, but well done from Vance.
Cell, it looked like he landed at least 1 shot. If he had been looking that direction to begin with, again, just unfortunate. I think, again, incredible work from both sides, just in those dying seconds to try and get the round. It just comes down to looking left, looking right, not necessarily hitting the shots, but great round from Vance. 4, Phil. He actually got 4 that round. What an opener there.
Give him the ace, why not?
No.
Nope. Okay.
I think of the kill, bro.
Decided to run away. He clutched up. I don't know.
If he dies to sell, where they lose the round with like 3 seconds, that'd have been horrible.
It was a smart play not to go for the kill. But another first blood here coming in this time from Methods. And BZ shut down, and that's a great start. Again, we start spitting numbers about records and maps and modes, but nicely done by Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto no tape. Not a lot of research you can do against Toronto on this map. And don't forget, this is a team with a full 10-man roster able to scrim against themselves. So we'll see how that strategy comes into play now. Bance finds himself his 5th. And his 6th kill in a row. To give Toronto Ultra the advantage in the round. 4v2.
Bomb's going to go down. That's a double nade coming in from Simp and CleanX. He's going to make it a 2v3 now. Simp falling as well, all up to Celium. The bomb is down. Dead silence has been popped, and we've seen some crazy stuff on this map and Mo from the likes of Cell.
Yeah, he's very accustomed to this corner in these kind of situations. And that smoke's going to really help. Unfortunately, not quite enough to get it done. Second round goes the way of Toronto Ultra, and this is shaping up to be a very fun search and destroy already, my friend.
I mean, a very unexpected one. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it right now. I thought we were going to get a lot of snipes, a lot of pushes over towards A, and I know that's the way it started with Simp, but as things start to pan out, we've got a long way to go, of course, in this search and destroy. For Toronto, the only victory on this map and mode has come against New York.
That was crazy as well. A crazy, crazy map. Straight off to A we go. Bance gets the trophy down somehow. What was that? Somehow managed to survive. That trophy is like, yeah, better late than never, right? He somehow survived. Major Maniac. First kill of the game. Goes to him. Bance finds number 7. Big stun.
Trophy on the other side.
Yeah, great stun as well. Good information. Does have that snipe backing him up, Cammy. We've seen what you can do with the HDR on other maps. And this is a great spot to be in for Cammy. Dangerous, though. Opens himself up to the very bottom of the trench there, and that's it. The rotation underway. Bance. Oh, boy. Unfortunate timing. Could not quite get number 8, but 7 kills in a row. Not a bad start for Benjamin Bance.
That was an absolute beamer. A laser from a BZ there. I will say Cammy's a fantastic sniper. Up there with some of the best here, but a 1v3 now for Methods. And you see the positioning. Simp has the cross. The bomb is down in B. Location revealed. Simp ain't gonna miss. Yeah, First round on the board for FaZe, though.
Not a bad round either, man. 1v4 in the end. Just don't want to call you out there, but there you go. Gets it done. Easy. Bance not quite as effective, obviously, in those opening hits. And again, FaZe taking the attention away from A, trying to force those fights elsewhere. Toronto forced to answer, forced to make those moves. 2-1 though still, as we go into an offensive round now for Ultra.
Nice heart on the fence there, just showing some love.
Don't forget the love shack, got the love fence. Just keep getting creative, COD players. And we see all. We've got so many observers now. Nothing goes missed. Methods. First kill goes to him.
It's funny when you're watching FaZe and their search and destroy. They're sometimes so aggressive and sometimes so different in the way that they play, but sometimes get really caught off guard. And a BZ. I remember watching him on... straight through the front door. That's going to be tough for Priester here. Celium's going to try and answer back, but as I was saying in regards to a BZ, he had a frustrating one on St. Petro. Pistol through the window. Simp finds one, baits out another for Celium, but it's a 2 versus 3, making a 2v... Oh, sorry, a 3v1. All up to Celium. Toronto coming out on top. Their S&D is looking sharp.
Yeah, it's really nice tandem gameplay there from Simp and Celium downstairs, but now Cell waiting for the final seconds now of his dead silence to close out. Cammy's going to grab bomb. And again, 3 versus 1. Yeah, Cell saw that. Don't make a sound. Bance goes back for another shot. You know full well he's up there and just waiting for Methods to find the kill. The trap was set. Toronto played that very, very smart indeed. 3-1. Yeah,
and it was just like a Toronto trap. Bance was jiggle peeking. So Cell jumps out the window straight into the arms of Methods. Methods has been playing pretty solid so far as well. I know he's already picked up 1 first blood. He's going to end round number 4 as well. Toronto, though, showing they certainly can hang with the best in search and destroy. Again, we're in a bit of a weird situation with FaZe right now, of course. We saw them kind of be unbeatable, but then very much human-like and very beatable. Then we saw some awful hard points. It's been up, down, everywhere, but Kleenex, not the best debut S&D, but plenty of time to turn it around.
Wow, what a fight that was between Bance and Abizi there at the well. Priestess, super aggressive. FaZe are like, yeah, enough of this, dude. Woohoo! Kleenex! Right through the wall. Or kind of, I don't know. Hip fire? I don't know. That was a crazy kill. I might have to watch that one back. 4-2. Nonetheless, what the hell's going on, man? Cell's trying to make his way forward in on towards B. He does have a bomb in hand at this point in time. Gets himself a kill. That makes the top of the map a little bit safer. You've got opening to work with. When it comes to Cell now and Major Maniac to make the play. They're going to rotate towards A. I like it. Look at the 3 remaining members of Toronto Ultra on the defense. 2 of them stacked in towards A, watching mid, watching the A site. And that number 2, Metal's watching the crossover towards B. Sniper in the hands of Cammy, man. This could be decisive if you can just catch one player. 25 seconds.
Good, that sounds was just popped as well there. From Celium, you see the flashing. Ain't gonna matter. 50 cal on the backside, and he's gonna get a connection as well onto Major Maniac. He's weak, and he'll be screaming at his teammates for the trade, but really there's no need to scream. With 10 seconds left, he ain't getting that bomb down. Beautifully done. I think that might have been Methods once again with the final kill. Already finding himself 2 first bloods. It was not Methods, it was Medals. The M's, the Z's, they all merge into one. I'll tell you that for free.
Once again, another solid round from Toronto. Another solid Ultra round. 4-1. Don't let the map count fool you. They've been hiding their secrets. Tricksy Torontians. I know Torontians isn't the word, but I just wanted to say it. It sounded quite fun. Here we go. Another offensive round now for our purple-clad warriors, the Ultra. Looks like an aggressive hit towards A. They're all in. Dug in towards the trenches, quite literally. Method's watching that far side. In that position he's in behind the bush, he should be completely covered, visibly, not cover-wise, from anyone in that mid-trench area. Oh, this is tense, Phil.
Yeah, FaZe, I was just looking at their setup there on the bottom left. You can see no one's kind of pushed up to the trench. No one's on that half wall. They're very much almost giving the A site away here. Medals is going to get a first blood as well. It's going to be his first of the game. Cammy looking for, of course, that sniper pick, but Toronto moving up the trenches, moving up on that bomb site.
Step by step. Got to do it slowly. They're worried about Simp. That no man's land position. Oh, Major Maniac! What a big brain play that was. What a shot on just to the elbow of Kleenex there.
Bomb does go down though, Miles.
As does Major Maniac. What a beautiful shot. The bomb arm does finally come through. Aggressive play now. I believe it's going to be Priester trying to make the dead silence play through the trenches. Is he going to be able to catch much? He does. He gets Bance. Now the sniper coverage is going to have to fall back. Cammy's going to have to push himself a little further back as Simp now makes his way forward. Priester finds another. Great bit of work from Atlanta FaZe on the retake. You could basically go for the bomb at this point. Metal's though still alive and kick in. The shots are there. Toronto, they don't let it phase them whatsoever. 5-1.
This second shot by Medals, by the way. Oh my goodness.
Dude, what?
Jump shot over the bomb onto Simp.
What's the Spanish for skrrr?
I'll leave that one up to you to find out.
That was a nice bit of work there. Great back and forth. The retake from FaZe was fantastic, man. Simp wasn't really able to get involved for a while, but man, Priest's dead silence played a couple of kills out of that. It was looking fine, but Toronto once again, fantastic resolve, fantastic mental game to not let that slide when it was all starting to get a little bit hairy. And now on the defense, oh boy, great start there from Atlanta. Simp and Abizi starting things off. Methods answers back immediately again. Fantastic resolve. Methods. Can't get the third. Now it's a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, just overwhelmed by the sheer amount of players. When you pick off basically 2 first bloods, there's no sense that makes. Straight out the bat, it was a 3v5, and then they just flooded on through, overwhelming them with sheer numbers. And honestly, that's the first round FaZe have looked dominant. And we're 7 rounds in, Miles. Toronto, they've been the better search and destroy team here.
Rounds like that, though, you kind of see the ceiling of FaZe. You see how dangerous they can look. That was a incredibly fast round. And that's the sort of thing you have to watch out for, because FaZe can do that again. You know, if it all falls into place, or even if a few things fall into place, they can have another round where they completely flatten your squad. It's not over yet, 5-2. This is map point for Toronto, but FaZe, still a little bit of that magic in them. 5-man beat push, a little bit of love in the mid-map. Celium brings the right weapon to the fight there and takes care of Cammy. First blood.
Yeah, you start to see the push in a bit of a different light here from Toronto over towards the B-bomb site. Simp again striking with that sniper. I know it took FaZe a little bit to turn up in the hard point, but they've left it certainly late in the search and destroy. That's not what you want to see going down 5-1. They've won, of course, the last round, but a lot of work still to do here. 5v3, 5v4. Simp taken out. Information gathered by a Beezy. Little bunny hop to the left, who's going to get a bit more information. Methods, of course, he's going to be in the classic spot. Not the player, just the position. Priester shuts down Metals.
Yeah, Priester gets shut down immediately back on the other side, though. Kleenex with that bomb. 2 versus 3. Methods now. Last player left alive in a 1 versus 3, trying to close this map out.
I think Toronto certainly had that strategy of getting that bomb down. Methods would be in this top room, and they know where Methods is going to be. 15 seconds. Nothing's really coming of this round. And we are going to see FaZe come out on top of that one. Back-to-back rounds here. Long way still to go. 3 more for FaZe. Can they do it? Can they pull it off?
Dude, it's not over yet. You know, it isn't. It's really far from over. Just because you get yourself on that match point, it means nothing until the rounds are done. Once again, Atlanta on offense now. Can Toronto close out this map here and now? Going to be a defensive round. We saw their aggression towards B fail there. Their aggression towards A failed even more spectacularly in the offensive round before that. Simp snipes up. Feeling confident.
Not to jinx things or anything, Miles, but the last 4 search and destroys Toronto have played, they've actually lost coming into this.
Oh boy.
Not good, but to go up 5-1 to me tells me that there's improvements. There's clearly been work done in the Toronto camp to improve on this. By players, by everyone involved. And of course, 1 more round. A great start to take out a BZ. First blood.
Yep. And Methods counts as lucky stars after that snipe just missed. But don't tempt fate. Don't tempt fate, dude. Major Maniac finds a kill on the other side of the map. Look, Methods, don't do it, dude. He's there.
Don't do it, Methods. Don't do it.
Kleenex mops up mid-map. Makes it a 4 versus 3. Bomb now transitions over towards A. And wow, Cammy can't quite catch that player. The nade's going to go up and out. Trying to slow these players down and get his boys across map. Get Methods on the flank. Celium's going to open up the kills here on a Cammy. Kleenex goes down as well. Celium finds his second, and now it's a 3 versus 2.
That's a smoke, and I think the bomb's going down. Methods is going to be hit. But Celium finds 3 in the trenches. Number 4 is none other than Methods at the back. He's going to take down Cell, but with the repositioning, Simp and Priester should be able to predict this play pretty well. Methods for a 1v3. Celium has just lit up this whole round, and Priester jiggle peeking, bobbing and weaving, whatever you want to call it. Methods is in for a shock here. Sim's coming from the left. Good night, Methods.
A valiant effort, but another round to Atlanta FaZe. 5-4. It is not over until it's over. FaZe looking to get this done from a 5-1 deficit. Oh boy, they're 1 round away from tying this up and forcing that round 11.
Crazy stuff. I said Toronto have lost the last 4 miles. Atlanta have won their last 3 SMBs. Are you okay? I hope so.
These are all...
That's the head wobble right there. Hang on a second.
Hang on a minute, guys. We've got a crazy search and destroy on our hands. Back into the game. Back into the game. Methods. Oh, no, dude. That's a very early exit from him. Sim gets traded out as well, though. Major Maniac, once again, as dependable as gravity he is on the other side of the map. Great shots downrange again. Just trying to hold these players back towards A. And now Ultra, they're stuck in the middle of the map. Cell.
3v3.
Dude, Abizi to the right. Cell to the left. Stuck in the middle with just trouble. Good job, though, trying to get Major Maniac there. He's somewhat overambitious, and he's going to pay for it. 3v2.
This is where you close it out, Toronto. Don't you dare let this go to round 11. Methods is pre-aiming Abizi. Abizi.
Oh, he nearly
not
did
the play. Celium now a 1v3 to stay in the game. He's done some incredible stuff so far. He's going to be spotted. He's tagged. He's weak. I think he senses a wild Cammy on the backside of the trench.
And so he should. It's not enough. Toronto Ultra get it done. 6-4. They do not let the comeback happen. And at the end of the day, mate, that's the end of the losing spree in search for Toronto.
It's the end of the winning streak for FaZe as well. Games have been turned on their heads. It was just a little bit too late. FaZe let the first 5-6 rounds just get out of hand. Bance, I think, was on 6-7 kills after like 2 or 3 rounds. He certainly slowed down, but Metals heating up. We have a series on our hands, 1-1, Miles.
Yeah, great series on our hands now. Look how pumped Cammy is in the bottom side. Bance, yeah, it was a 7-kill spree to get the match started. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Toronto Ultra, Atlanta FaZe, our first match we've seen between these two teams here at the Paris home series. And again, a new look for Toronto Ultra. Kleenex coming in to replace Classic. And so far, so good. He was not incredibly, I suppose, impactful there in the Search and Destroy, but we saw him put up good numbers in the first hardpoint. Now we roll over to a Dom, and I must admit, Phil, I did not see the series going this way. This looked like a 3-0 or a 3-1. I didn't see the Search going the way of Toronto. So, very, very interested to see how far we can go in this series with Toronto, the ever-faithful underdogs, man, as Atlanta FaZe. Dude, I mean, between Priestess himself, BC Major Maniac, it was second place at the last home series. They underperformed and still got second. You have to expect them to take a map and series like this much more comfortably and give them a chance, dude, and they'll go all the way, right?
I really think so. Again, the domination is going to be interesting. You know, Toronto have, of course, a 4-1 record. Miles, usually you take this away, but I'm going to throw it to a break. Guys, we'll see you after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh, he is flying!
Blistering aggression right now from Toronto, straight onto the site.
4 go down, Metals! Lucky! 3 in a row! Oh my goodness!
The United States Air Force. Learn more at airforce.com. PlayStation 4, the official platform partner of the Call of Duty League.
Warzone weekends again, Sunday, June 21st. Nothing but fun and games found there as we take some of the very best players in the world, drop them into Verdansk on a private lobby. And this is the Solos edition. This is going to be every pro for themselves. Honestly, I have not seen this game, Phil. We didn't cast this game, I don't think, unless I'm tripping. But that's going to be ridiculous. I cannot imagine what it's going to look like when every single player in the lobby is a professional. And they're playing solos. You know, the quads have been fun, man. The quads have been really, really exciting. I must admit, the gulags, we saw some crazy moments again, Lacefield C4, you name it, man. It's all happening. Either way, let's get on with the series. We've had 2 maps down, tied up 1-1. Our US Army tactical play had to come from that Search and Destroy. Bance going 7-0 in the first couple of rounds. He was outstanding, Momo.
Yeah, this was round number 1. This was the one that I picked out straight away because it really was the difference maker. And I think starting off so hot so early really does kind of feed into the rest of the Search and Destroy. But Bance, he takes down Simp over by the church, and then he rotates around, keep positioning, keeping to, you know, silent. You see a lot of this is, you know, aim down sight. You know, he's got his positioning And again, FaZe kind of pushing in from each and every single angle. He finds himself, I believe, up top, but dropping at the right time, the right place. He finds kill number 4 of the round, Miles. Doesn't go for the 5th, doesn't go for the glory. He plays the clock so beautifully and, of course, wins the round. However, we're heading into domination. Top 5 win percentages, as you can see, currently held by Atlanta FaZe, 71.4, shortly followed by Chicago, Dallas, and would you believe it, Seattle Surge, 57%. Interesting.
Very interesting. But again, going into the series, seeing FaZe have a 71% win rate in domination doesn't spell a whole lot of good for Toronto Ultra. The hard point was not as close as you'd like it to be, but again, the search and destroy was where they found the success. A win in Dom is going to essentially be essential, in essence, for us to see Toronto get to a Game 5.
Well, talking percentages, one thing I will say is Toronto have won 80% of Dom Hackney Yard. So again, you know, we can throw numbers outside here, there, and everywhere. Currently, Atlanta are 8-3 on this one as well. These guys have lost to Dallas, Gorillas, and I believe the last one was New York. These teams have not met up before, so we've not seen any of these kind of go head-to-head, so it's interesting to see these two teams going at it, Miles. But as we get into this one, we're already underway. Domination Hackney Yard, 5 minutes on the clock. Kleenex coming into B.
We go straight into B. We go. Coalition side spawn there for Toronto Ultra. Means to get the A flag off the rips. What everybody wants. Everybody loves a bit of A flag. That side of the map is a little bit skewed. I'm sure you've been on Twitter recently. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Here we go. Domination off to a flying start for Toronto. Can they hold on now? The counter-attack begins from Atlanta FaZe. A little bit of presence there in mid-map. It's going to be a BZ. Can't quite get any more kills out of that one. Priest to push back in top window. Defense again on this B flag is essential. Don't let it get out of hand. Try to take the fight to FaZe. Just don't let them near that flag. Make sure they keep spawning up top. Keep spawning towards that C side of the map. That's the left-hand side. And you're looking good, right? Just hold on to it for 5 minutes. Not that long, right?
It really doesn't seem that hard when you put it like that, Miles, but it's a difficult one to break right now for FaZe. Major Maniac finding 3 medals, failing the jump, but I think he's going to be rewarded with that. Priester will fall, Selimanta back. I actually think one of the key players really to watch out on either side is Methods and Major Maniac. Watch these guys rocking these M4s. You see Selim, of course, having one in his hand right now. But again, just kind of seeing how they go about their day on Domination Hackney. They've got to play a little bit differently, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more set back. And this is what Major Maniac's doing here, just picking up kills in the middle.
I love the way you put it. We're going to see about how they go about their day here on Domination.
Just a casual day on Domination Hardpoint. Domination Hackney.
Yeah, I mean, now we can see how they're going about their day, but let's have a listen to see how their day sounds. Let's have a quick Astro Gaming listen in with Atlanta FaZe.
I'm one shot. I'm gonna go out. Fork, weak, Nick. No, they're doing it. White barrels inside. Commit to A if you can right there, bro.
I should have just fucking...
No, yeah, just go A. I spawn green.
I spawned.
Listen, they might be P3. How about bottom?
I'm gonna go top third.
Chris, I'm one shot. Chris,
go wait our side.
Bottom. I'll flash. Green. Two of them.
Count me. He's one shot dead.
There's 2 green right now.
Low green, can you guys? They're AC.
Okay.
I'm trying to go green. I spawned left, bro. Hold on.
I ran back.
Nice, Abo.
Yeah, shut up again. I'm about to spawn in bottom.
I don't see anything stacked. AC weak,
I'm trying. I'm close right in the barrel.
He's AC,
going AC, in the corner. He's in the barrel corner.
He's dead.
Close right corner.
They're dead. Oh my god.
Nice, 3.
They're sacked.
Yeah, MB, RL.
Nice,
I'm hitting green.
Fork, one shot.
If you want to
spawn, where'd you spawn? One shot green.
I got him green.
Hold yellow pinch.
One shot.
No, you're good.
Just stack in the door. Scapping on B.
Wait, Tyler,
Absolute on B.
We're turning.
No, you're forward. NA. That's Tyler.
I'm pushing out L. I have L.
MB.
I can't push it out.
MB, clean accent.
They can flank P3.
Dante, go away.
I'm top L, yeah.
Flashing out. Come on.
Trouble in paradise right now for Atlanta FaZe. We saw them retake B, but at what cost? They've lost themselves at C flag, and now they have to make a concerted effort to go right back onto A. Spawns are good. Looks like they're going to be able to get the flag grab. They didn't lose anything on B, but here comes the push. This is going to be a clash right now as Ultra in on the point. A BZ goes down to Metals. How many more kills can Toronto get here on point? They have to keep pushing that B flag. Sneaky Cammy, though, going straight for A. He did the same thing over towards C, and the spawns have already flipped. Bad looks right now for Atlanta, but can Toronto capitalize?
Yeah, it's an important gunfight as well. Number 6 is coming in from behind. It's going to be Major Maniac. Not necessarily going to win the gunfight, but he could, of course, make a difference. That's going to be a neutralization. Huge plays from Cammy. We were talking about it, how the meta's changed, and FaZe just seem like a little bit of a different team right now. Very much, you know, maybe not playing towards their strength, but they do have B. They're retaking A, should I say. Kleenex is going to try and stop that, but Celium, it looked like he hovered for a second there, but he was actually just on top of a little barrel. And Simp is going to get taken down as well. But last 60 seconds, Miles, we are more than likely going to see Toronto go into the half here with a little bit of a lead.
Just a little bit of a lead, but final minute now. A flag going the way of Toronto. C's about to flip over as well. B not really able to get anything done there. So once FaZe dug their heels in on that B flag, they've done a great job of holding it. They really, really have. It's going to go to the hands of Toronto. Almost. Not yet. There it is. Major Maniac plays spoiled there under the final seconds on the Kleenex. But they did a very, very good job. Now, when you give FaZe the advantage side, you give them the coalition side towards A, how much of a scoreline can they develop? How can they get back into this, tie things up, start to lead this one away? We've seen that time and time again here on Hackney Yard. But not a bad start for Toronto Ultra. Gonna have to play that second half very, very aggressively. Looking for a clean break right off the start. A little bit of love in towards that B flag and see if they can't flip A. That's got to be the game plan right now for Toronto.
Certainly has. The last 10 seconds, of course, dwindle away, and Toronto will go into the half with a lead. But again, we're going to flip the sides. FaZe, of course, will be spawning over by that A flag, and we'll have to see how it pans out for them. Definitely doable, but a great start for Toronto. Let's not forget these guys are 4-1 on this. They're beating teams like Dallas, Gorillas, Minnesota, and New York. Their only loss, actually, came against Minnesota. They're currently tied 1-1. But, you know, a fresh FaZe. We'll have to see what happens on round number 2.
Here we go. Again, coalition side right now for FaZe. Let's get it. Straight into this B flag we're going to be going. It's going to be Atlanta right on point. Don't know if they're going to be able to get too much in. Again, they get there a little faster. See those nades arrive. Toronto got to dodge the nades. Dive onto the B flag. And hopefully not die in the process. Priest is going to be able to find himself just a couple of tags. Finally gets the kill there on the Cammy. And there we have it. Abizi, the lone defender left. But it's going to be enough to get the flag grab. Or is it?
I don't think so, but he's going to be very patient. I love that play from BZ. He just dips out, not necessarily too hungry for the flag because he knows there's a long way to go. Shots from Metals, but around the corner, BZ's going to slide on around, find himself a kill. And of course, at this moment, Miles, 4.5 minutes left. Plenty of time to get back into this. The MP5s from FaZe now in a strong position, a 5-kill streak for BZ. We've not really touched on the KDs, nothing really standing out too much here, of course, between the likes. But Priester, bit of a slow game at 8 and 16. He, of course, was on tough side previously, so I'm sure he'll be looking to improve upon that. He's just found himself number 9.
Yeah, we like that. Still A and B right now in the hands of FaZe. You're looking at that C flag, just not enough points got there from Toronto. Trying to break out, can't get it done. Abizi, locking down these lanes. Keep those shots coming. Number 7 spawned there? I missed the minimap there. I was like, what's going on? Why is number 7? Yeah, it's number 8 spawning seaside. So now you're going to be seeing FaZe. They're on the flip. We're going to see much of a capitalize here from Toronto. Now, it just seems like, again, just they're going to spawn where they want to spawn. Atlanta FaZe, this is the makings of the comeback.
Yeah, and this is a perfect hold, it feels like. Priester, and I was going to say before, I love it when you get the likes of Priester or Sim where they run out of bullets in their SMG and they're forced to pick up the AR, and they just start frying. You're like, this guy's not just like an SMG player. This guy's just an absolute unit on the map. We see that time and time again from individuals. You've got to be able to do everything, and this man has done it before. He's going to go down. That is looking like a strong break. Number 6 having a big 1v1 there, losing out to Major Maniac, and B should change hands.
Finally, we see B change hands. Still fighting from that seaside, not easy. You see FaZe just holding that line back on up. Not going to let anyone get through towards the A flag, but at the same time, doesn't like Toronto. They're not willing to commit to that one. They're happy at this point with this kind of lead. Just sit on that B and C flags. Number 8's got another idea, though. Here comes the push right through the front side of the warehouse from FaZe. Lovely shots from Mel's. Not able to get the second. There's still pressure being felt there. Looks like that player on the flank has finally gone down. It was going to be Sim. Now you're looking to fight back for mid-map control for Toronto.
Beautifully done by Methods there. The trophy's going to cancel the trophy, but the 2 kills are going to be rewarded highly there. Methods still in and about here over by B. Finds himself number 6 in a row. The trophy was destroyed, and now his is taken over. Toronto are looking so damn good. And I tell you what, at the start of this, I said, Keep your eyes out for Methods. Keep your eyes out for Major Maniac. These are the M4s that you're going to watch. And right now, it's all Methods. He started this run at 12 and 10. Now 20 and 10 as he's pushing for A as well. He's flipping those spawns. This is a difficult position here for FaZe, but Methods changing the game right now.
Yeah, big way. Kleenex going to grab the flag. Cammy's trying to keep himself alive. Great shots to keep it going. FaZe may retake B. A and C now in the hands of Toronto Ultra for the time being. And again, watch that swap out. Still have a player in towards A, and it's going to be Kleenex. From behind, gets the first. The second would be huge if he can have it. And this is awkward, and Sim's just about going to win the left-right goodnight.
Sim was always good at shot punching, and he's proven it here again in Modern Warfare. B is going to be in the hands of FaZe, but A is going to be challenged by multiple Toronto members. C, on the other hand, is going to go towards FaZe. Hang on a second, Miles. We've got something very, very interesting. Minute and 20 still to go. You're going to want a trip cap at least here for FaZe at some point. Holding this right here. I'm not sure if it will be enough. It won't be, not with a minute and 10 on the line. They're defending B. They have 2 flags. They need to push. Yep. Look at those white arrows. They're smart.
Here they go. Here they go. They're going for it. They know they have to. Major Maniac's trying to make sure C stays safe because it's not all going to work out unless you have every flag. A's now being covered. So,
hang on. Number 7. Number 7. Celium.
Celium loses the fight. Looks like the C fight is lost as well. So that's going to make that flag safe for the time being. That's going to be it. Toronto are going to be able to keep C safe. They're still fighting on towards A. Oh my god, it's going back and forth. Is it going to be enough, Phil? I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Atlanta FaZe may have just bit the bullet there.
They need a trip cap, and they need to push. You're going to see these white arrows go for it here. 30 seconds left. You're going to have a 13-point change. Oh my goodness, it's really just too late, and they're pushing. They're doing great stuff. But look at number 1. It's Kleenex. He's over by C. It's frustration coming through, but time ticking away. Maybe if there was another 5 minutes, a different scoreline, but not today. Toronto are going to make that domination theirs with only 10 seconds on the clock. It ain't going to happen. Their 4-1 run on this map mode now turns to 5-1. Percentages out the window. Toronto turning up here on day 1. Wow. FaZe. We jumped on...
Series, brother. This is a real series. This is going to be a good one. I mean, it was always going to be an okay series, but now we've got something special. FaZe, once again, aboard the struggle bus.
Oh, it's a frustrating one, I think, for these guys. One thing that I will say, there was a big difference maker for me, and that was Methods. During the second side there, he really was an anchor for that team of just picking up kill after kill after kill. He made some big plays over towards the B flag, rotating it out as well. And that was the difference maker in just keeping that lead as well. FaZe did seem to struggle a little bit, but I do think, you know, we have 2 more minutes in that game. We could have seen a different result, but it's not the way it goes down. You got to capitalize on those 10 minutes. And Toronto did just that, so congratulations to them. But it ain't over. We're going to be going to Hardpoint. Coming up next, it's Petro. And again, Toronto have played this, Miles, once. They are 100% on it, if we're talking percentages. However, Atlanta played this 9 times, winning it 7. So again, you know, these are all numbers we can chuck at you. You can take whatever ones you want. Take it with a pinch of salt, but... FaZe, they need to come out on top here to even push this to a game 5.
Oh, they really do, mate. And I think they can. I think they certainly can. But don't forget, friends, the US Air Force is providing you a very, very fun opportunity to get involved in 2v2 gunfights. With 2 of these events left this year. Go to mlg.to/USAF for a chance to win. I believe it's $1,000. You get that first place prize. It looks like Scarvane, he's managed to win this 4 times now with different teammates. Fugitives obviously got dropped, RIP, and he managed to win that one 3 times with a player called Ride. So again, get involved. mlg.to/USAF. And we come back after this break. More Call of Duty action. Toronto Ultra going up against Atlanta FaZe. It's Hardpoint after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We've got a humdinger on our hands right now. Toronto Ultra and Atlanta FaZe going against each other. And I'll tell you what, if you'd have told me that Toronto Ultra would be taking the lead in this series over FaZe, I'd have been very, very surprised indeed. But that is what we're looking at. FaZe, a continued downward decline in their performance. Again, second place last event, not bad. But there's definitely a lot of holes in the gameplay right now. And Toronto, Momo, are doing a wonderful job at exploiting those weaknesses.
They really are. And let's not forget about domination. Before we jump into this hard point very quickly here, you know, even that last event, last weekend, Atlanta, they were using that domination as the swing map. They were reverse sweeping team after team. They'd won 5 straight doms in a row. Atlanta now, 3rd straight domination loss. It seems like something has changed drastically. Going into the next map mode, though, this is repetitions for Atlanta. They've played it 9th. This is going to be their 10th time playing it. They've won 7 so far. Could be 8. For Toronto, they've played it once. They've won it once against New York. So very interesting as we get into this one. Hard point, of course, we've seen the best, the worst from FaZe, you know, time and time again. I think we all remember that play versus New York. But let's get into it, Miles.
Indeed, we go straight into this one. Again, a new look for that Toronto roster. If you've just joined us, Kleenex replacing Classic this event. Not a bad start for the squad, with a slight change to him. A little bit of a facelift. Kleenex on your screen. Tags into everyone. 2 kills go his way right off the rip. Metals and Methods, the other M&Ms. Here on the broadcast right now, getting their kills as well. So a good start from Toronto Ultra here. We are going to see spawns to the side of FaZe, though, on that right-hand side of the minimap towards Cafe. But you cannot be disappointed. Toronto Ultra with the first few moments on the board. And Vance finds a lovely 2-piece of his own.
Nicely done. Strong rotate, of course, coming in from Toronto. They've already taken 23 of the first half. Or first hard point, should I say. The half of the hard point. 50-50 as we go into the next one. 15 seconds left. It looks like it's heading Toronto's way. We are going to see those spawns now coming for FaZe. You see Simp spawn at Backpool. And this is maybe a sign of positive things here, finally.
Yeah, FaZe managed to flip back and get the control of that right side of the map once again. Toronto now trying to make their way forward on the offense. Time for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with Toronto Ultra.
Top one up, on the AC.
I kill.
Stay up, dead. Top one shot, Simp.
Priest is one shot on the spawns. Priest is one shot spawn.
Testing. Hotel Abizi. Hotel Abizi. Let's
go.
Hotel. I need a hotel.
He's gonna die.
They spawn water street.
One blue Simp. One blue. I need help here.
One more.
I need you to be hotel.
They're gonna be water street, boys. Yeah, I'm pushing out. They can be water street. I'm pushing out blue core.
I literally have 5 bullets.
Top blue.
I'm running.
South.
They smoked it. They're gonna be hotel. They're gonna be hotel. Yeah. He's gonna play.
And then your hotel.
Abizi's one shot mid street. Abizi's one shot mid street.
Sell double D's.
I'm going water street.
Sell double D's dead.
One shot. MB mania.
Abizi's still deep. Abizi's still holding.
Spawn water.
They spawn P1. They spawn P1. L boys. L.
Here.
One shot. Bottom calf. One shot. Be dominant.
MB.
I got naded.
We need to clear calf. You two.
Loving the comms coming out of Toronto Ultra. A nice 3-piece there from Major Maniac. Gonna probably put a couple of foul words in those mouths for the time being. But man, this is not a bad start for Toronto Ultra, Momo.
No, it certainly is. And Toronto, they're looking very, very strong. And I tell you what, this mix of Scottish, Denmark, Spanish, British, and American. What's happening? Why is this working so well? If someone said to me 5 players from 5 different countries are coming together to become a team representing a different country, it's honestly wild, but I'm all for it. I love it. Give me more. Toronto turning up here with 10 seconds left on the hard point. Rotation over towards Pool. Nice. Firmly in the hands of Celium. Oh, nice snapshot from Abizi, but not enough there. Toronto, they're trying to put the nail in the coffin, Miles.
I mean, it's a good way to get it done, and what a rusty, dirty nail it would be coming from teams so far down the board compared to where Atlanta FaZe are, and on a map that you'd heavily favor them on as well. Still, it is not over yet. And that's what we keep having to say, because let's face it, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, comebacks are expected almost.
Expected, potentially, for FaZe. They've had some slow starts to series, to maps, but they don't like it. They don't want it. You heard the critiques coming from themselves more than anyone. You know, FaZe, they got to the finals. They've been doing fantastic as always, but nothing but first is good enough for this squad, it feels like. These guys have been at the top. They've won 2 titles already, and they're looking here to make it 3. A long weekend ahead of them, and a long way to go as they have now leveled it and also taken the lead over by Bar.
Yeah, not a bad start again for Toronto, but the comeback now is very real for Atlanta FaZe. Trying to make that rotate now across. Restaurant now lined up to that center of the map. Absolutely stocked, full of Ultra players. They are shoulder to shoulder in there right now, trying to anticipate the push coming out from Atlanta FaZe. Cammy staying alive. That is incredible confidence from the young Scotsman. Hop, skips a jump, and he wins the fight as well. Cammy locking it down, almost alone. Priest now trying to open up these angles, trying to get his boys in on towards the hard point. Straight through he goes into Methods, gets traded out immediately, and that's what you want to be seeing from these squads here on this point. Restaurant is such a tiny hard point, man. It is so small. There's so much damage being dealt by these nades. You have to make sure your trades are on point. It's difficult to get a lot of time, but for the good teams, for the real clean teams, it can be a money hill indeed.
Yeah, a slow start for Simp, 8 and 15. As for Bant, same 9 and 15 here, but plenty of time still to go. FaZe lead by roughly around 15 points, and there's 15 remaining here before we rotate once again over to that original hard point. It looks like Toronto have done that a little earlier. They're going to try and lock it down, but the 2 players already pushing over. This will be interesting here. On the flank, though, is Major Maniac. He's going to be taking down Bants, and now Toronto, they do have the hard point, but a nice pinch could potentially have them spawning out. Keep your eyes on that minimap and the purple arrows. We'll see, of course, Major Maniac, what he does on the backside as he finds himself another one now, pushing on through. Look at the spawns for Toronto. They're spawning back Bar as well, and we are going to see a potential pinch, a push, a pressure, all from FaZe. As time ticks away here, Major Maniac in a bit of a 1v1, and just like that, FaZe are broken through, Miles.
Major Maniac has done an entire lap of the map, killing everything he's seen in his way. 19 and 10. 6 in a row. Hardpoint time to his name now as we try to break in towards Cafe. FaZe starting to come alive. Freestyle on your screen just gets dropped. Major Maniac once again just soaking up that hardpoint time as he is the kills on the other side of the map. There's another 7. We can check back on him in a moment. The battle rages towards that next hardpoint. It's going to be Cell doing what he can alone in the bottom of the blue building there, the ticket office. He goes down. Priest has managed to find an opening in through the back of the hotel, so we'll see if his room's ready. See if his Methods is going to be taking the early checkout. I don't think he will. Trophies are up. He's well and truly comfortable there. Vance, though, goes down to an easy shot. So there we go. Simp trying to make the pinch happen. FaZe, come on, boys. Get on the point. You need to make something happen here.
I was going to say the previous hard point really was dictated by Major Maniac. And I can't kind of stress how important that play was. He went on a 6-kill streak. However, Toronto, they're down by 50. They have control, but for how long will they keep it? Simp turning get the game around. He was 8 and 16, now starting to step it up. Coming from behind, though. CleanX Methods, Bants, answered back by Priester and Simp. It's absolute chaos here at the back as Dead Silence is going to be popped to Beezy. Seems like the bait as Simp is going to follow him up. The kill feed a little bit more white than purple here as Cammy pushes from the front. Simp has to back down. It's a 4-kill streak for him, but only a contest will do. And I love what Toronto's doing here. They're putting the pressure still on the hard point, but they're also rotating at the same time. Last 12 seconds will go towards FaZe. They are going to break that 200-point mark very, very soon. It's going to be, of course, on the next one if they do it. Toronto, though, rotated early, setting up. They are still in this game. They might be 40 points down, Miles, but they ain't out yet.
Yeah, 40 points on Hazmat building as well. It's just an easy grab. Major Maniac, 22 and 11. Very, very dangerous in this hardpoint on St. Petrograd. Metals gets dropped again. Toronto with the early hardpoint time. Now they've got to contest now for the push. Nade from Vance, a little bit premature. No one's nearby. Again, they're expecting a faster play out of FaZe here, but they spawn so far away. It's taken them a while to get there. And again, 38 seconds remain now on the hard point. Vance wins his one. Got to try to contest a few more. His teammates around him starting to fall. Simp got one with a knife there. Methods. He drops ripped as well. Absolutely ripped. Now you've got Toronto spawning at the far back. They're going to have to climb right on through the hard point and overextend if they want to be able to get to pool hall. Dude, this is a great look for FaZe, man. Good time to break. Great time to pick up time.
And they can rotate so beautifully now as well. They've stopped any type of comeback, like you said. I think you said Hazmat building, easy grabs, Miles. Miles, you were wrong for once in your life.
What?
But never mind. Moving swiftly on over to the pool here. You are right about FaZe getting that early rotate and being in a fantastic position. This is going to be very tough now for Toronto. The spawns, everything's going against them. Game 5 is just around the corner, Miles.
Oh, here it is. Lovely overhead shots here of St. Petrograd as the war rages for this highlighted imaginary area. Can you imagine what these players are really thinking if these were soldiers just fighting over a piece of ground, moving around every minute? Crazy. Absolute madness. Kings of the hill indeed.
Good pressure.
30 seconds remaining on this one though, Phil. Again, Toronto holding it.
Yeah, Toronto's broken in from every single angle. It was Bance actually from behind. Now the smoke's going down. Grenades as well. 3-kill streak here for Kleenex. He's going to be cleaned up here as now Cammy's going to get taken down by the grenade. No trophies to save him that time. The contest still going down with 15 seconds, Miles. I don't think we're going to see it end here. We are not. We are going to go to the rotation. We're going back, of course, now to that final hard point. First one in is Kleenex, but the kill feed is all white, and this is where the spawn trap could come through. FaZe, so close.
Oh dear. Those 2 kills from Abizi could have been it. That's going to be the final nails. No one to contest. No one even close. We're going to a game 5.
I love it, Miles. We casted 5 game 5s last tournament. Make it 6. We are on a roll. We're on a streak. Get the percentages out for ourselves. I'm enjoying this. Give me more game 5s.
I don't remember what a 3-0 looked like.
I don't remember a 3-1.
Well,
but one thing I do remember is FaZe are only human. They are beatable. No matter if you're the Huntsman, Toronto, these guys have a weakness. They are beatable, and we're seeing that right in front of us. But stats are on your screen. Good stuff all around here. Anything standing out for you, Miles? I mean, Major Maniac, he put some big numbers up. A lot of assists, a lot of kills. But, again, you know, all-round performance from FaZe just to kind of push this to a game 5.
Unreal stuff, man. Unreal stuff. The statistics were there, giving them the advantage on this map and mode, and rightfully so. But that cannot be the same. They can't say the same thing for the domination and for the search and destroy we saw earlier today as well. Absolutely, unequivocally, props to Toronto. Now we go to a game 5. This is where, you know, I don't really know what to expect. Big game 5 on the horizon. When we come back from this break, the climactic, explosive ending of this series. Toronto or Atlanta? Find out.
1, 2, 3 for Major Maniac.
Lightning strikes twice. Abizi. He finds 1. He finds 2. What an individual play from Priest.
Want to play Search and Destroy like a pro? Here's some S&D recon from the U.S. Air Force. Gunrunner. It's an industrial maze of dark alleys and warehouses that connects 2 bomb sites on opposite sides of the map. Bomb site A is right outside of the mine shafts, in between the rows of rail cars, while bomb site B is nestled in between the forest and the cargo crates. These 2 bomb sites are each surrounded by a bit of high ground, great for securing long sight lines with snipers and assault rifles. Meanwhile, the many tunnels and buildings connecting the 2 sites offer plenty of close quarters chaos for those with the guts to hit a full speed rush. Whether you're on offense or defense, we've got the recon to help you draw first blood. If you're on offense, securing quick control of mid-map can be huge in opening up a bomb site early in a round. For aggressive early rushes, an SMG is our weapon of choice. As soon as the round starts, run straight for the building in the middle of the map. there's a good chance a player on defense will try and take control of this building for themselves. But if you're on offense, you can get there just a bit faster than your opponents. Let's see how a pro like Scump rushes mid-map on offense. If you want to put pressure on both mid-map and bomb site B, check out this creative route for pro player Hoop. If you're trying to get somewhere fast, try running with a knife equipped. This will double your tactical sprint duration and shave a few seconds off your opening routes. If you're on defense, there's no need to go crazy and run at them. But if you still can't help yourself, check out how Vivid rushes mid-map on defense. If you want to take it a bit slower, try starting at bomb site B and use the terrain to your advantage. If you jump on top of the crates, you'll be able to spot anyone pushing through the forest to bomb site B. If your opponents push up the dirt path, you might not be able to spot them from atop the crates. But check out how pro player Skies catches them with a grenade. After taking his time to line up the grenade, Skies waits until the game timer hits 123, so the grenade lands right on top of the enemy. There's your S&D recon for Gunrunner. Good luck down there.
That was a look at the all-new series S&D Recon, presented by the US Air Force. This season, the US Air Force brings you all the intel on search and destroy, and a look at how your favorite CDL pros do it. Now, as you would imagine, our Game 5, it is, of course, going to be a Gunrunner S&D. Look at that top 5 win rate in search. Man, FaZe are up there, Phil. They're way up there.
They are, but let's not forget exactly, how FaZe performed. For the last series alone was clutch after clutch after clutch. It was game 5 after game 5. They were losing the first two search and destroy. First two maps, one being search and destroy. Though they were reverse sweeping time and time again. I look at FaZe's numbers and sometimes I'm like, they're great, but they're a bit skewed now from the start of the season. I will say though, game 5 for Atlanta, they have had that clutch factor. It screams the likes of Selim and his clutch factor. Toronto, they've played 6, they've lost 4. So again, going into this one, you're leaning towards FaZe. But how many of these maps were you leaning towards FaZe, Miles? Because for me, it was the majority of them, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it really was the majority. But Atlanta FaZe are 6-1 in game 5s. So you got to be favoring them again. Still in towards the B site we go on Gunrunner. Man, we love us some search and destroy here in the Call of Duty League. And aBeZy has managed to basically get on site uncontested. No one here, aside from a couple of stun grenades to really pass on the intel, as Toronto now have to play full retake. And it's not looking great. Off to the races. Major Maniac finds the first. Methods, you got to push on through. Sim covers the flank. And, ooh, baby, finds another.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
I'm kidding.
Uh-oh.
Medals, he's down. That was kind of disgusting. A very quick plan. A double from Sim with a sniper on the flank. And a double, I think it was Selim here to close things off. This was literally just a race. I like that about FaZe. When there's one person left, they just start hunting. They just want that kill, and they want it fast and efficiently. Round 1 goes to FaZe.
Love it when a plan comes together. Like, could not have been better. aBeZy walks in, arms the bomb, and you do exactly what you want there on that map. This is that scary thing I talked about in the Arklov Search and Destroy, the ceiling of FaZe, when you see just how dangerous it can look. It's pretty bloody dangerous. Smokes up, right through mid there. Mel's and Code. I'll be landing those out somewhere towards A, just blocking off those lines of sight. Now, can Bance walk through mid-map uncontested? Apparently so. But he was definitely heard. That's the big difference maker.
Plant is going down. One for either side here. Band's trying to find number 2 as he drifts on over to the water, slides on down and finds number 2. That's going to be aBeZy. Smokes are out, and it's a double coming in from FaZe. Bit of trouble here as CleanX trying to clean up here as Selim says no, but overall, the trades are going to come through. A very strong round here for Toronto, and it's all up to Mr. Major Maniac. He's found himself one. He's got to find a defuse. He's got 23 seconds. But Bance and Metal still lingering. Ain't going to happen.
Slammed that door wide open. Didn't expect a member of Ultra to be around the corner. Dead silence still in his favor. You watch Metals that moment where he realizes he could be here. Bang. Doors wide open. Mouth wide open as Metals lands the shots. Nice start again from a FaZe. Toronto now serve back. Game 5 if you've just joined us. And again, only the first match we've seen these two teams play. But as is tradition, good old Game 5s, eh? We love them.
First blood, Major Maniac here. See Priester trying to spot one. Methods is going to answer back. It's going to be the M4s picking up a kill either side for the teams. Abizi has that bomb. And now it looks like they're edging their way towards the B-bomb site. But Metals has a full line of sight across. He's going to have information that one player is in green.
Oh, man.
Dead silence away.
Ouch. Crab walking around the place. Sorobizi just pops a squat, shuffles along the forest floor there, finds that first, and that's going to get the bomb down once again. Priester now dead silence activated, trying to find something towards the back. Methods now rings out through mid, trying to buy back that positioning. Abizi just gets away. Kleenex now, he's got his mop and bucket out, as these casters provide another cleaning gag to what has been a squeaky clean round for Kleenex. 1v1 though. He manages to get 99% of germs, but can he get 99% of Atlanta FaZe? Oh my, what was that fight?
I need to see it again. I have no idea what just happened, Miles.
I was ready to rip one there. Major Maniac. It was the pylon, dude.
Yeah.
He landed about 9 shots into the pylon. I know. But with the M4 as well. What in the name of all things Danish? That would have been a wild round for Kleenex. Yeah, spray him. Stinking
Big
he is.
spray.
Absolutely stinking. Get the Kleenex. Get the
no one put deodorant on this morning. You absolutely stink.
It's wetting in this lobby, man. Alright, another great round. Teetering towards B. Don't worry about that. Priest is going to open this one up from top crates, and we see that time and time again. Power position. Take a page out of the Vivid book. If you ain't going to win that fight, just don't, boys.
30 seconds has passed. Bance taken down once again. Game 5 looking strong here for FaZe. Priester, oh, of course he doesn't pick that kill up for him, and he's going to be jumped on upon Metals, mobbed up, and Priester will have to reload before going at it again here. 3v2 though. Numbers favor FaZe.
Yeah.
Nice shots from Methods. Wow.
Just finds the Achilles heel of Sim there. Lovely work. Kleenex catches an eager beaver, and that's going to be it. Nice 2 kills to close out the round, and Toronto Ultra tie things up 2-2. Methods. The ankle breaker. We like that.
That was a 2v3 clutch as well. Kleenex finds a double. Of course, Kleenex, welcome to the starting roster of Toronto here at the CDL. A lot of eyes were on Kleenex. I think he's had a good debut against a very, very strong team. Started hot in the hard point and has been performing all series long, but can he close it out? That is the question.
That'd be a huge way to get it done. And again, against an opponent like FaZe, Toronto love being the underdog. I mean, I don't think they love it, but they are the underdog. And how many times...
They don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice, do they? Now that it's getting to this point, we've seen Toronto go Game 5, round 11s against like the Huntsman, and it's just never quite happened. Is this going to be the one?
I feel for Toronto. I do in that case, because they really do test these teams. They're a great team. They've got a lot of players. Yes, they've made roster changes.
Oh my god, Metals. Just look to your left, mate. There you go.
Oh.
Just caught a little cheek of Priester.
I think he snuck away, though. I'm not sure Metals knows he's there.
No, but
could be wrong.
This is huge for Metals, just to be able to stand in mid by green. Peak green, maybe. He knows that Priester's out there by boxes. Method's going to get it done. That's huge. Toronto should no way lose this round. There is no way they should lose this round. With the bomb down over by B as well. 30 seconds remaining. Major Maniac. Can you play both Assassin and Delivery Man? Alone now in a 1v4.
23 seconds on the clock. Major Maniac, 1v4. 38 bullets total. I'll just stop speaking. Toronto Ultra wins the round 5th goes to them, and they take the lead in game number 5. Miles, this screams a round 10, round 11. Very much back and forth here.
Yeah, maybe. Not too dissimilar from sort of the end of the Arklov peak search, where it was just a little too close for comfort each round, but at the end there, FaZe were managing to close those rounds out. Here we go, Toronto once again on offense. Over the top we go from Ultra. Cammy, no snipe in his hand, but this is a very popular spot. The M4 is going to pass on intel. That's it! Oh, I think you saw it. I think he saw it. Pass that information on. Watch out for that top crate position. As always, Metals, dead silence. Here he goes. This is great. Off the top of the bomb. Oh, he may be gifted here. Look to your right. Look to your left. They're everywhere. You could maybe get one. Watch his teammates hit the trades as well. Kleenex is going to start this one off.
Just which way you go round, that's the problem. Left, right, I don't know. Bomb goes down, and now the challenge is coming in from Priester. Priester will reveal his location, finds one, can't find the second. Kleenex cleans up from the bottom. Simp finds one, Cell shuts it down. 2v2 now, all getting a bit crazy, but Kleenex finds his 5th in a row before falling. 30 seconds, the smoke is down. It's all getting a little confusing, but Methods is doing the same as he does on Arklov. He gets his team to run in, plant the bomb. He's like, guys, you're team A. You go ahead, get the bomb down. I'm team B. I'll sit back and wait.
That's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for Cammy to pounce from the bushes. Find the kills. Wow, Ultra. Another good round. Another golden round. And that's it. When the plan comes together, when they can really execute on these gameplays they've got, it looks fantastic, man. I mean, not even the blistering individual skill from FaZe could save that round there. Oh, baby. 4-2. Is this the map? Is this the map?
Game 5. Round number, what is it? 9? No, it's nowhere near. 7.
Bless you, mate.
I tried. If in doubt, don't guess.
If in doubt, just say 9.
Look at the numbers from Toronto. 4 and 4 for everyone, except Mel's now has just died, has been first blooded, and Kleenex has found 8. Cammy's just found himself 1 before dropping, and my goodness, this round is an absolute bloodbath here. Back and forward, Celium finds his 2nd of the round here, as Priester has that bomb. Beezy ready with the dead silence, but with 60 seconds left, Kleenex shooting bodies, not on purpose this time around, and oh, Miles, I need to take a deep breath. Take it.
I don't think it matters. If somebody shoots a body, you shoot a body, mate. That's bad juju all around. Can Kleenex now hold that line towards A? Actually, Kleenex is going to be holding he's holding B. It's number 5, Bance is swapped over, and he's going to be taking care of just that short line of sight in towards A, making sure no one gets across. Here's the read, though. Good timing from Bance. It's a pair of MP5s, though, working up against the 3 members of FaZe. Cell's going to be running that M4 in this position, and oh, that's a great kill from Kleenex to start this off. Levels it up. Bomb's going down. He doesn't push,
but the bomb will go down. This is going to change hands very shortly. The 25 seconds, now 45 seconds. Oh, Priest around the corner. Bance coming in. A dead silence pop, but now dead silence is over. Oh, and he's less Kleenex in a 1v2. And now you're going to see Priester and Celium get together. Celium's just popped his dead silence. He's actually got out of there as well. He's got up top crates. This is very difficult for Bance. We saw him perform well on Arklov peak. He's not going to be able to clutch this one up, Miles. Round number 7 is going to go to FaZe as we go into the 8th. It's getting a little tense.
Yeah, I like the play from Bance. You know, find the angle, hit the flank.
I also like, yeah.
But it just didn't work out. Kleenex lost his fight, and that makes it a 2v1 where they're like, oh, well, he's definitely on the flank. We know he's going to be on the flank, whether it's coming through green, coming through mid. All we have to do is position ourselves. And again, just above B site, those cargo containers. I mean, it's such an unbelievable power position to be in, especially when overlooking B. Still a good round from FaZe. Celium, 10 and 5. His adversary on the other side of the board, Kleenex, also sitting at 10 and 5. We're going back and forth. Bomb moving towards A.
All a little bit quiet here. Members of Toronto pushing towards A. A lot of FaZe over still by B, but Priester will be screaming and calling out, getting his teammates to regroup. He's got a frag in hand. A nice, interesting point of view as a BZ gets bullied.
Kind of like we're watching that from someone's webcam. Priester catches the ankles of Metals. 3v4. FaZe on the defense is working out, man. It's looking fantastic. That's a 4 versus 2 now. They've got control of the bomb as it dropped. Priester's not going to give that up for anything. Anything right now. His Methods is trying to find a poke. Ahead of somebody there. Celium just above him, watching the mid-map on water side. Cell, patience pays off.
Good angle from Cell as well. He was up top there. You can see where he is. He just caught one off guard, and he's going to catch the second. He doesn't miss very often. And we're all tied up. 2 rounds back-to-back for FaZe. That M4 is dangerous in the hands of Selim. Again, I go back to my MVP talks. You know, we've spoke about many. Selim, for me, is certainly up there in talks. Certainly in the top 5 all round.
Yeah. Without doubt, mate.
It's going to be interesting, though, to take it. I don't really know if anyone really cares whether they get season MVP. There's nothing really for it. But the guy is 14 and 5. Not 15. 14 and 5, sorry.
14 and 5. Oh, Cell. Let's go.
As many kills as his whole team combined, but Priest is going to find one before falling.
It's a good start. Hyper aggression now from FaZe. They've bullied their way onto that bomb site. Got to watch those players in the middle, though. They've only taken 1 real loss in the form of Priestess, so now you've still got the numbers there. Major Maniac can find their kills as well. Can Kleenex claw his team back into this one? No, once again, Cell. He don't miss. In the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the 1v2, with Kleenex on the other side, will he have a chance to even hit the shots with the smokes go down?
Hop dead silence.
He's on the rap,
he smokes.
He's on the rap, dude. He's going so fast.
No one pushed green. I think he was expecting to come behind someone, but he's going to be caught out. A quick snapshot, a left, a right. A good night for Kleenex. He tried, bless him. FaZe, 3 rounds back-to-back.
Kleenex is...
FaZe have been dominant on the First Bloods, but you were going to say about Kleenex's push there. Interesting one.
He's cracked out of his mind, man. He's like...
He had no idea what was going on, but he was certainly trying to snap onto something.
If I, like, dare I say, if anything had caught wind of that snapper. Woohoo! All right, well, this is it. Series point now for FaZe. That round, and again, a ludicrous scoreline from Celium, keeping the boys in this. 1 more round's all they need. Will we go to that round 11? Toronto, you've come so far once again. Not like this. Cammy, beautiful shots.
Ouch.
A 2-piece.
Sucker punch.
Yeah, it was a bit of a sucker punch, wasn't it? A lovely 2 there, though. Cell, what have you got now as the bomb goes down? Oh my god. Celium.
For a second, he was just going to hop with the defuse, but everyone's shooting through the smoke.
That was crazy. Major Maniac up close with the M4, gets it done. Can he find a second? Again, he's out of his mind right now as well. Cammy gets his 3rd of the round. Major Maniac, 1 versus 4. Oh, baby. That's going to be the round, and this is it, Phil. It all comes down to this. 1 final round. Woo! The winner takes all. Just the first map of the groups, but it's lit.
First series, game 5, round 11. My goodness, it's wild to say the least. But I tell you what, we go back to the clutch factor. FaZe, we said at the start of this one, these guys have been very much clutch masters in game number 5. We're down to just 1 more round, 1 life apiece here. 16 kills for Celium, 12 for Kleenex. New kid on the block. Can he go big here for Toronto Ultra?
He's really trying. But here we go. It's a tried and true gambit right now for Atlanta FaZe. They're going to hit B hard. They're going to try to find those opening kills and then completely overwhelm the site with the numbers. No one's really spent too much of the utility, so they've got smokes and all sorts of nasty things to throw at the Torontonians. Got it right that time. But this is that silence, that patience, the calm before the storm. That first kill is going to be instrumental.
First Blood is going to be instrumental. FaZe as well have been so much better at the First Bloods. However, 4 dead silences for Toronto. Medals has already used it. And the First Blood this time in round 11 goes to Bance, answered back by Celium. Is that number 17? I think it is.
A BZ! The shots from Cammy, not quite able to get it done. But again, he's made enough ruckus there to possibly slow down the push. Here comes his teammates. Kleenex up and above. He goes through the aggression. He finds 1, and now it all comes down to Metals in what is going to be a 1 versus 2. 20 seconds, though. FaZe have got to get on the bomb. They have to make the plant, and they have to contend with Metals. This is going to be huge now from the 2 defending members of FaZe. Major Maniac up high.
I honestly thought, I was like, why are FaZe just not going to A? And they've actually just done exactly what Metals has thought. You saw him turn around. You thought they'd gone right through to A, but no, they stuck the bomb. 38 seconds, Miles.
Priester saw him. Priester made the call. He's just slipped across, and this is it. Metals now for the fight. He can't get it done. Atlanta FaZe once again in the round 11s. Once again in the game 5s. They clutch up when they need to.
Crowd is having a heart attack.
Toronto once again. It is just tears So close. So unbelievably close, yet so far. And that is heartache once again for Toronto. For FaZe, how many lives do those cats have?
It is crazy. It really is. When you sit back, you look at this, you see exactly what's going down. Oh, not what you want to see.
Me too.
Wow. The frustration. And you know what? I completely understand it. I get it. The frustration of making a roster change, bringing in someone like Kleenex, everyone doubting the questions and the actions of Toronto. Then you go to game 5, you go to round 11, and it all comes down to a 1v2. FaZe clutch again. Tough times for Toronto. I'm super impressed by Kleenex. I'm excited to have him on the starting roster, but I can imagine the frustration from Toronto right now.
Yeah.
Selim just dropped 18 kills, Miles, in game 5. What?
He really did. He really did. That was absurd. That final round was so exciting to watch. And again, with an incredible opening kill there from the guys in Toronto Ultra, they still couldn't capitalize on it. And it came down to one decision.
Wow.
Scuff play of the game. I mean, it's going to be the final round. The 2v1 situation. FaZe stick to their guns. They plant B. And they put Metals in a very, very tough situation.
Absolutely wild. And again, it was all about that information. There was one moment, I'm going to go through it right here, we're actually already past it. I'm going to talk about it anyway. But before the bomb was going down, I was thinking, why the hell are FaZe not just rotating through and planting A? Because Metals is going to come behind you, shoot the bomb planter and get away and clutch up. They stick that bomb. Metals thought that they were going A. Metals thought that they were going to do what I was thinking they should do. But mind games come into it. And when you've got the bomb down in the 2v1, it was... I don't make up a percentage. I don't even care at this point. It's like, you just ain't going to win that. Not against two of the best players in the world. Selim drops 18, I think it was there. 18 and 7 for the win. That is why he is amongst the best of the best and in the talks for MVP.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most interesting things for me at the end of that series, Phil, I mean, the performance from FaZe was okay, and you can see it across the faces of those players. If you just rewind a little bit here on this YouTube VOD, have a little look at those face cams from the players of FaZe, they're not exactly elated to have only just won that by a single round in a game 5 against a team who is at the bottom of the standings. We'll have a look in just a moment. Again, we'll take a look at that graphic. What the season would look like if it ended today, what we would be going into champs based on the exact seeds we have right now. FaZe are not happy with themselves, man. They may have that top spot. They may be in, winners round 3, which is incredible going into champs. And the same, the Ultra, they're going into losers round 1. That is not where you want to be starting for any of those squads. We talked about this with Maven a little bit in the break, but the only real discernible change we're expecting to see in this lineup, I believe, is maybe Paris dropping down and New York potentially rising. The Gorillas could rise as well, but again, it all depends on just how well these remaining home series go. It is very, very difficult to make a real change here in the CDL based on how everything has gone so far. But for Toronto, man, it's promising just because you know that at champs you can go the distance with good teams, and there is at least the ability to go the distance and win maps against them and potentially take a series. So you still go to yourself, all right, we may only have 40 bloody points for the CDL points presented by GameFuel here, but we can still make a run happen at champs. They're not necessarily going to finish last year, and I think that's the case with a lot of these teams, man.
And this is the crazy thing. We've just had seed number 1 versus seed number 12, 200 points versus 40 points. That has gone 5 games, 11 rounds. And honestly, Toronto, they weren't outshined. They weren't the laughing stock of that series. These guys were literally head to head till the very end. And yes, FaZe come out on top, and that is all that the CDL points show. But Toronto, again, they get nothing from that series. 0 CDL points. This is what these guys are, of course, playing for. The championship format. $2 million goes to first place, but even through second, third, fourth, all the way down right there, even ninth, you're taking away $75,000. Of course, these guys want that big cash, but a lot of money at the end there, Miles.
Brother, a lot of money.
Crazy to look at it. Just a slide like that we see on our screens right now, and see those hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. It's madness.
Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy to think that you're right. A team in 12th place just had an amazingly competitive series against a team in first. That is just the way the league looks right now. That is how closely contested the league is. With the way we play the game, where the game's at. Again, we're kind of waiting on a maybe a bit of a change with the weapons and change with the maps. Who knows? But again, that's not come yet. So this is where we're at, and it's not stale. It's not too stagnant. It's just that everyone is very, very good. That is going to make things so scary when it comes to champs, man. The mere fact that you started winners round 3 is a blessing for a team like FaZe in the form they're in right now, where you just had a nail biter of a series against 12th place. I still cannot stress that enough. FaZe don't look happy right now. They don't look as strong as they have done in the past. This was an unreal series to win. If Toronto had won that one, I don't know, man. That could be a good thing for FaZe, because there is something about this squad right now. They are just not the same team that we have come to expect them to be from the start of the season.
Kind of crazy, right? And again, you start to bit of cray-cray, but when you see these teams, especially the top 4 we talk about, they can be challenged at any given time. We saw how close some of the maps were with OpTic Gaming, Subline as well. The Ravens taking on Empire. It was very much back and forth. We see another game 5. But overall, Miles, an amazing day, an amazing way to round out day 1 here of the tournament. I'm excited to see how this goes, and really as we get into the gritty parts of the tournament as we go through the weekend and see who comes out on top.
Not a bad start whatsoever. When we come back, though, after the break, that's our last game done for the day, but we've got Lottie having a chat with the Priest. They're coming up next in our PlayStation Instant Reaction. We hope you enjoyed the show, and there's tons more COD tomorrow, but now we leave you with the interview.